The Warriors, even without Draymond Green, have been able to maintain their top defensive spot in the NBA. #1 defensive rating. Again, coming into today's game as an offensive foul. Andrew Wiggins hit with that foul, and that'll put the ball back in the hands of the Pacers.
We see Iguodala in the game. Otto Porter, major minutes in one game and get into a rhythm and still preserve their legs with some rest.
Another missed three in the corner, that time from Brissett. And a foul, loose ball foul on Looney. So that'll keep the ball on this side of the floor. Looney pleading his case with Brandon Schwab, the young official.
Looney's grabbing his arm. I think it's a good call.
Preventing your opponent from jumping. That'll usually get you. Duarte guarded by Iguodala. And Iguodala from behind. Up ahead, Payton running the floor. He can fly and he throws it down. In a flash, the Warriors scored in transition.
And again, the Warriors, great defensive team, best in the league, and turning their defense into points at the other end.
Holiday gives it up. Brissett. And Batase, it's another loose ball foul. This one's going to belong to Payton. Batase drawing a lot of attention in there.
Here's the Warriors. Great block from behind by Iguodala. Very up ahead to Payton. Defense turning into offense.
Warriors lead it by 4. And Lance Stevenson will enter for the first time. There's a lot of interest in Lance Stevenson's minutes. Remember, the trade deadline's coming up February 10th. And there is a lot of interest in a lot of these Pacers, as a matter of fact. Jeremy Lamb on the floor as well. His second consecutive game after he missed a couple. Duarte missed it. Curry lets it fly. And here's Stevenson with the ball in his hands. Working with Batase. Set on his way in, and Batase with the follow.
Well, Batase all over the glass, very active, has drawn 2 fouls from the Warriors trying to keep him off the glass. There he gets a putback.
He scored 10 on the 19 on the board for Indiana. They got a whistle away from the ball. This is going to belong to Lamb.
Here's Batase. Good drive. Looney goes to help. Has to take a body off Batase. Batase follows it right to the rim.
By the way, Zaza Pachulia, I do need to mention, he still works for the Warriors. He told me he's in a hybrid role. He's kind of a consultant. He works both with basketball ops and the business ops, and he's trying to figure out what his next steps will be. So that's why he's in the arena tonight. He's here quite a bit. A reminder that FanDuel's free over-under contest is back. Put your takes to the test while you watch tonight's Pacers-Warriors matchup. Head to FanDuel.com/over-under. Make your picks and compete for a share of $5,000 in prizes.
The Sun had a big weekend on FanDuel this past weekend with the wild card round in football. Absolutely. Almost doubled his money there.
I don't think you should be verbalizing that. I mean, you're in jinx territory now.
Oh, yeah, well,
for the second weekend.
Certainly anything that goes wrong, your kids are going to blame you anyway. So why not have this on the
It's like saying you're really playing well at golf right now. You just don't do that, Stan.
Well, I've never played well at golf, so I certainly don't do that.
Late clock, Lamb puts it up, comes up short. 3-point shooting is dreadful. Jordan Poole is back in the starting lineup. Wiggins trying to shake the set. And again, Batase kept that alive right into the hands of Duarte. Clock scenario. Batase will let it fly. And Poole with the rebound. 2 for 10 now from 3-point range. Indiana near the bottom of the league in 3-point shooting. Only 2 teams worse as a team. And the lefty Payton. No. It's a lid on that basket from the arc coach.
To add to their roster because they could be very impactful. You're talking about leaders in scoring, rebounding, someone like Sabonis who is among the league leaders in double-doubles and triple-doubles, and someone like Malcolm Brogdon who not just is efficient out on the floor, but is a leader and does all the intangible things. This team has a high ceiling, guys.
Well, yeah, if they could ever get those guys all out there together, the very few minutes this year where they've had Sabonis, Turner, Brogdon, and LeVert, they've played extremely well together, but it's just been so limited.
Bjelica, first minutes on the floor, got a mismatch with Dwayne Washington, who has just entered as well. And up top for Jackson. It's another guy to watch tonight, Isaiah Jackson. Becomes the backup center behind Bataze. Poole is fouled on his way in. And free throws coming. We talked to Rick Carlisle, and I asked him, all things being equal, would you run it back with the current?
We saw in there, the other four guys play together only 280 minutes, and their rating is among the best of any of the lineups in this league. Throw TJ Warren into there. You've got a pretty good starting lineup there in Indiana, but it's on the bench. And the problem going forward is that the two guards, Brogdon and LeVert, are very injury-prone guys.
Ball's popping down late in the clock at 5. Major question for you concerning the Pacers. Do you punt in a few areas, make some trades, try to rebuild? Is Stevenson a little Euro step? And he is fouled. So do you go that route? And there are a lot of teams, remains to be seen. Now Turner's out with his foot injury. Stress reaction. There's some concern there with Miles Turner. So certainly a player whose name shows up often in the trade room. Nice pass by Bjelica. Iguodala there to throw it down.
Well, the Lakers, a great passing and cutting team. Ball movement and player movement. They get a layup against the zone.
Jackson didn't quite pull it down. Bjelica there to secure it to Payton. And Bjelica lost the handle. That's out on a Pacer. About 90% of their payroll. As Lee misfires. And about 7 seconds and change separating the shot clock and the game clock.
Clock down before Jackson comes up.
Stevenson behind the back. Payton's all over him. Stevenson can't shake him. And he's got to give it up. And he throws it right into the back of Poole. Chance at the final shot. And a foul on Brissett.
Great defense here. Payton just staying in front of Lance Stevenson, who made about 5 moves. Payton didn't bite on any of them. Great defense by the Warriors.
By the way, Stan, they pinned that foul on Jackson. That means Damian Lee will shoot. Pacers over the limit here.
Damian Lee, I saw him play way back when he was at Drexel before he transferred to Louisville. I was telling you off the air, Brian, went to shoot around that morning. It was Drexel-Davidson game. He stayed for about an hour after the walkthrough and worked out. And then before the game, did a Reggie Miller-like pre-game workout. He came over to say hello, and I said, you know, that's NBA type of work that he did. I mean, he was in a full sweat. He worked. He was a very good player at Drexel, transferred to a higher level. But this guy worked to get to where he is now.
That sail out with Reggie. Even to this day, the guy's a grinder. Chance at the last shot. Oh! Jackson on the back end of the lob. It's beautifully set up by Lamb. And that'll take us to the end of the quarter. So a highlight for the Pacers. But the Warriors in full